Twy, how you doing? Just gonna watch one of my YouTube videos. All right, man. Well, get some live environment going on. How's everybody doing on this wonderful Valentine's Day? Hopefully you didn't forget about your significant other, and if you don't have one, that's okay. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna do some clear Linux today. Oh, this is gonna be a complete disaster ahead of time. I'm just gonna warn you. I try to do it in a VM. Clear Linux hates VMs, so we're gonna have to do it on bare metal hardware. I have two pieces of hardware. We have the Studio PC, and then we have the Intel PC. Studio PC's AMD. That one's an old 3rd gen i5. So, both will work. The multi-boot UEFI. I was HGH. I was actually doing some comments on the multi-boot. I think a lot of people were wanting to use like open source or other solutions. There's a ton of ways to skin that cat, so to speak. But the reason why I used Yummy and I was using it through Wine was because I use a lot of Windows custom ISOs on my multi-boots because I modify and make minimal installs, and typically I carry 2 or 3 different versions of Windows on my drive. And when I say versions, I'm not talking like LTSC and Pro and Home. None of that. It's actually, a lot of it is actually custom built images. I manually ripped out services and things of that nature, and they're different feature updates. Sometimes I need to be on like the latest and greatest, like 1909, and then other times I just want it to completely stripped down, completely old, bare bones, where it's like a creator's update, 1709. Which is, probably 3 or 4 years old now at this point. So, yeah, that's why I use Yummy, because I still do a lot of Windows work, even though I don't really make a lot of videos about Windows these days. Valentine's Day is your anniversary. Well, happy anniversary. That's awesome. That's a good one. It's funny, like, fun fact on that, Twy, is, well, your significant other probably did that. It's neat it fall on that day, that way you can't forget it. And 2, my wife kind of did the same thing. She was like, let's get married on September 12th, because she knew that I wouldn't forget it, because it's the day after 9/11. So I mean, it's kind of messed up, but I have a pretty dark sense of humor, so it's fitting for us. We got married on September 11th. Yeah, that's awesome, HGH. Oh, yeah, I got married September 12th. It would have been 2011. Oh, was it 2011? No. Yeesh. God, I hope my wife doesn't watch this stream. No, it was like 2009. So, yeah, I was like, oh, wait. No. It wasn't 2011. It was 2009. Off by a couple years. That's okay. She's not going to watch the stream. Yeah. Oh, you got the RGB fixed on Linux. That's awesome. Yeah, I was running a couple gaming things. Like I had a Razer Black Widow, the mechanical keyboard. And when you do those through Linux, a lot of times it just gets, you lose a couple features, but it wasn't really the features. I just really didn't like the keyboard. I like the feel of the mechanical keyboard, but it's just so loud. I hate watching videos, and I hate watching live streams when you have the mic. Even with a really good dynamic mic like this, it would catch some of the clicking and clacking. And I just hate that when I'm watching videos. I know some people don't mind it, and some people actually like it. It's almost like ASMR for them, but it's not me. I always make fun of ASMR, so. Oh, yeah, KDE Neon on a Razer laptop. That's awesome. Yeah, KDE Neon, a lot of people don't realize that's the flagship for the KDE desktop environment. So, fun fact, let's see here. This right here is the new Pine phone. So we can actually do some shenanigans with this today as well. So we'll do some clear Linux, but this is actually the new Pine phone. I've been kind of tinkering around with it. But we'll install a couple. I downloaded a whole bunch of different images. Right now, you can't use it as a daily driver. This is the Braveheart edition, which means development, basically. And I really, like, first impressions here, I really dig the design. The look and feel is solid. But I will say, you can't make a call or send a text on it yet. At least it's very, very hacky if you do get it working. So I'm going to just say that's not available for most users. But I've been kind of looking at a lot of the images and the rapid development in a lot of the environments, like LunaOS, Ubuntu, and KDE all have really good development. And I downloaded yesterday, and out of the 6 environments that are actively developing for the Pine phone and just open source mobile, 3 of them had commits yesterday. So like full releases. So yeah, it's really taking off. It's amazing. But yeah, you can't use it as a daily driver yet. As soon as I can, I will totally. Here's my own Pixel 3. I'll totally get rid of the old Pixel 3. But you can't use it yet. Can't go full Linux, which I totally will. It'll be fun. But yeah, not yet. Hopefully soon. But yeah, no, it's another fun thing. Now, I thought about doing the unboxing and everything, first impressions video, but I was like, I hate unboxing videos. I know some people want to do it, but I wanted to really get my hands wet, my feet wet, and then really start developing. And I wanted to get a fully functional OS on here before making a video about it. So I may do a little bit on actually the loading process and that type of thing, so people can buy it and then really kind of tinker around. But I definitely wanted to make a disclaimer that you shouldn't buy this if you want to use it as an actual phone just yet. I think we're still a couple months away before we get a fully functional phone where you can do text messages and calls. And that's the big thing. And my end game really with this, where I see actually adoption happening, like I actually have 2 phones here. This is my Pixel, this is the Pine phone. You can actually see the Linux phone actually looks really good. It's actually bigger than my Pixel 3, which is kind of funny, and it's actually a little sleeker, which is kind of cool. But the end game for this is I want it to get phones and SMS, but then it's basically a computer, like a legit computer, a legit Linux box. And then I want to hook up like a secondary monitor and use this as an actual PC and take it places, plug it in, and then actually have like a secondary laptop or something I can plug in and actually use this. Whether or not that'll happen, that's my hope. That's what I really hope that happens, but we'll see. Thanks for the sub, Yum. 3-month streak, man. Oh, you got upgraded on the icon. I'm about to redo my sub icons too, guys. I've been working on that. Man, I can't believe it's already been 3 months. Yeah, I've almost had Twitch up and going for almost a full year, coming in I think in April. So I've actually been producing and actually making live streams on Twitch for, probably 4 months now, 4 or 5 months. So it's funny how fast time flies, but yeah, I didn't really actually start making weekly live streams until I think September or so of last year, which I absolutely love. Akari, how you doing? Old Clear Linux. Yeah, I'm really curious about this. Let's take a poll. How many users? We got about 40 users. Let's go ahead and take a poll. What do we want to install Clear Linux on? Let's get into it. As far as AMD hardware or Intel hardware, as far as I like a challenge, so I think we should do it on AMD hardware. But I'll leave that up to you guys. We'll do an actual poll here in a second. Oh, you need my help. Let's see what you need, Yum. I spent my whole day fixing prod yesterday. Oh no, because of all the drives and the RAID. Oh Lord, not a single one. Yikes. How the hell is that possible? You can't have multiple. The most I've had in like a 10 drive array is like 2 drives fail. Was it like a RAID 5 or something? 1 drive shorted and kill. Holy hell. Oh. Well, if one drive's short, usually it kills the controller, but the actual data on the drive should still be good. Now, mind you, that's not probably not worth going and doing a full recovery. I've done an emergency recovery on a RAID 5 that didn't have good backups. I got called in because a technician wiped out a RAID 5 without checking to see if there was proper backups. Yeah, needless to say, as the field manager of that region, I had to go in and clean that up, and that was a friggin' mess, man. It went through like 2 or 3 texts before it came to me. So anyways, a long story short there, it was a RAID 5, not that many discs. I think I had like 6 discs in it. One, I made fun of them for doing RAID 5 on OS and it being RAID 5. But needless to say, I ended up packing up those discs, sending off to, I think OnTrack in Minnesota did it for me in 3 days. It roughly ran about $10,000 to $15,000 for that recovery. Data recovery-wise was about, it was in the 90s. It got about 90% of the data back, 95% of the data back, and decent turnaround time. I had everything back up and going in about 5 to 6 days from a complete disaster. The backups were done on traditional tape drives, and apparently the technician didn't realize they were using the tapes for years. They never did a cycle of tapes, and they never did a life cycle. So obviously, if you know how tapes work, there's a little magnetic device in it. It wears out the more it's used, and these tapes had been used for like 5+ years. So all the headers were just toast. So it actually hadn't been backing up anything to the tapes. So that's why full recovery. But needless to say, if you do need that, you can. Oh, that's good. Offsite backups went fine. That's good. Yeah, in today's world, you don't really need a lot of the hardcore recovery, which is good. But dude, that is stressful. I feel for you, man. 2 hours, 2 hours to restore is not bad. That is not bad at all. The worst is when you restore the domain controllers, because that can be just so dicey, restoring Active Directory. But if it all came back up, man, I count your lucky stars on that one. Oh, okay. That's not too bad, man. Oh, yeah. SQL database, I imagine. But yeah, ugh. There's some nasty ones, man. I feel for you. Oh, okay. I still need to do the Zenful Active Directory. I still haven't gotten to it. Ah, Threx. Man, you guys are starting it out early for the dabbing. Dab time. I've actually got a new one, so actually I should probably go this way. You're gonna get a double dab. But yeah, this is actually the little Brio. I switched off of my DSLR, and I'm really tempted to actually take the DSLR. I got an M50 over here, but I was thinking about buying an M200 and putting it right here instead of using the Brio. But I like the Brio's wide view. I was like, oh, it kind of captures the entire studio. And I was like, I might just do this new look for a lot of things. I might even make a video on this look. I don't know. Cringe for the win. All right. Let's. I'm gonna start setting up the poll here, guys. I think we got enough in chat now. We're gonna go new poll, and we're gonna go clear Linux install on, and we're gonna go AMD. This is 2700 on my studio PC. 2700 or Ryzen 2700. Or if we want to go the safe route, we can do the Intel i5 3rd Gen NUC. And that's that guy right there. My last video on home theater PCs, I used the NUC. But we can wipe out that, or we can use the actual studio PC as well. So we'll give 3 minutes to vote on that. Subscribers get double the votes. Or you can vote with bits too. So there we go. Poll is in session. See what you guys think. Yeah, actually, from the article I said, AMD actually performs better on Clear Linux as well. AMD saw performance boosts across the board from the Phoronix article I was reading. And I was like, okay, so technically it should play on pretty much everything. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. But I know the Intel NUC would probably be more tried and true because it is an Intel operating system or Intel spin, Linux spin. But if you want to use the PinePhone as a desktop environment, then try something like the Next Dock 2. It is basically a laptop-like dock for a phone, keyboard. Ooh, it's a good tip. Thanks, Zeph. Much appreciated, man. That's a hot tip. I'm gonna look it up. Next Dock 2. Now see the Kickstarter here. Oh wow, that's brand new. That's an Intel, or no, work anywhere with your Samsung phone. Oh, it's a Galaxy Note one. That's pretty legit. That's turn your smartphone into a laptop. Yeah, the thing about this guy with the PinePhone is it doesn't have much power, but I'm hoping it would lead the way for it. But this Next Dock 2 looks like it would come from Samsung. I'm actually going to pull this up to show you guys. Let's see what we got. Ah, no.
Good to see you today. This is
No Karen Robbie. Alright, let's see. I hate autoplay. Well, let's see. That's interesting. 260 for the actual dock. We'll pull up the actual website too. Oh yeah. Let's see. Where are we at? Poll's getting close to the end here. I think AMD's gonna win out. Cool. That means I don't have to actually redo my actual box back here. I hate switching out my stream to do that because then I have to work off of the actual stream box itself, so it's a lot smaller than what you guys see. Alright, so you plug that in and you have turned your smartphone into a laptop. That's kind of cool. No. I was trying to click on that. Oh, there we go. The Next Dock 2. Interesting, though. I wouldn't want to run Android as my desktop, though. That would be kind of crappy, to be honest. But I like the idea. It's good to see that the actual... Right now, if you wanted to do this, this is how you would. Very cool. Alright, here we go. The winner is the AMD. So we'll do Clear Linux on it. I think I already downloaded the Clear Linux ISO. So we look here. Let's go over to images. And I'm going to actually pull this image in. It's not already... Oh, no. I already cleared out my downloads folder. So, images. Is there nothing in this folder? There's nothing in that folder. Let's delete it. Oh, they don't have any SSL. How do you not have SSL? I mean, hell, just grab a Let's Encrypt, right? Like, I don't get how you don't have SSL anymore. It's just laziness. Anytime I don't have SSL, it's just me being lazy. That's funny though. Oh, did you do a dab? Did I miss it? Oh, it's dab time. Dab time. All right. Let me flip back here. Or actually, guys, I got a new scene I've been working on for the dab. Maximum dab. Dabsolent. That's great. All right, here we go. So let's go over to Clear Linux. Where's that at? Clear. Let's take this guy. And we're going to just drop that into downloads. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sailfish OS. I actually saw Sailfish has a spin of the Pine phone, actually, too. Actually, I should stop picking that up and showing you guys. You guys have figured it out by now, but still. All right. We've copied 3 gigabytes. That's a pretty large ISO. So Clear Linux is already coming in a bit hotter than pretty much every other ISO out there. There's some that are bigger, though. I think Ubuntu's image is a little bigger with everything said and done. Let's grab a fresh thumb drive. What are we going to grab here? Let's do the PNY 32 terabyte, or terabytes. 32 terabytes in a thumb drive would be impressive. 32 gigabytes. Okay. All right, what do we got here? Oh, you know what? I have Yummy in it, too. Yeah, let's take my multi-boot out so I don't get confused, because Clear Linux is UEFI only, and it's very, very picky on its install process, by the way. Jibby Jobo. That's hard to say 3 times fast. Window Manager. I have Monday. There's not a really good guide because there's a lot of misinformation out there, or a lot of conflicting information when it comes to window managers. And really understanding desktop environments better is what needs to happen. So for that, Jibby, a lot of times I made a video. I spent Wednesday. Typically, I make videos every like two to 3 hours is usually my video production timeline. For Monday's video, it's over changing desktop environments, and that specific video would be great for you and learning window managers. That one I spent close to 6 hours on, just because I was taking live streams and other multiple sources and kind of combining them into one to really kind of give a good feel for what it takes to make a full desktop. Because window manager is just a window manager. You need to know all the other stuff you have to do to your system to make it functional. Because you can't just install a window manager. You need to install a window manager, and then like power management, and then a lot of other things as well. And that video is going to shed a lot of light of what packages a lot of people use when they're doing window managers. Also, it's going to explain desktop environments a little bit better as well, because you can modify and really do some crazy stuff with desktop environments like KDE or GNOME and those types of things to really modify them to your needs. And that's going to be a bit more deeper dive. I'm not sure on that video how well beginners will take to it, as it does really start out as a beginner level, and then it just kind of goes down the rabbit hole. So I'm hoping a lot of people follow in, but I'm going to be watching the retention on that to see how well it does. So anyways, yeah, Clear Linux, very picky. Let's get going on installing this guy. Let's lsblk this. Where are we at? We are 32 terabytes at 29.8 SDG. And it's not currently mounted, right? Oh, this was parted magic. That's weird. Shows that it's mounted over here. All right, well, let's unmount it. It's going bye-bye. All right, lsbk sudo dd input file equals downloads and clear. So there's our input file. Output file equals dev sd. Oh, what happened to my drive? Crap. Did I? Oh, that was a noob mistake. Oh, 1 second. I ejected the drive when I shouldn't have. 1 second. My bad. Let's just try that again. Thanks for the follow there, Second Mind Boy. Best distro for laptops. Most power efficient Threx. What do you guys think? I'm thinking Pop! OS does a pretty good job, but I would say, ooh, I mean, there's so many to choose from. A lot of them don't. There's not really one that's really well optimized out of the gate, because I always end up installing the TLP package to really get some of that power management. I think, honestly, I always say distribution doesn't matter, but really it more revolves around utilizing the TLP package and also X brightness, which is XOR brightness package, to take down the brightness of the laptop, because a lot of people go full bore and just bam, right out of the gate. You got a really bright laptop, it drains the battery, kills it. And taking X brightness, taking it down to like probably 15,000 is usually what I run at. That kind of dims it a lot. And then also utilizing TLP, which makes sure that it kind of throttles your PC a little bit when it's not in heavy use. So use TLP and X brightness, and it doesn't matter what distribution you're running. All right, back to LSBK. Oh, hell. Did it not? It didn't do it, did it? Oh, no, it did. Where? Do I need to do a sudo BLK? Come on, where's my 32 gig drive? Oh, here we go. SDC. That was kind of a weird. All right, so that's it right there. Is this guy SDC? And I think I can eject that because I don't want to. No, I can't eject it. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Sorry, that's the last time I'm going to do that. Yeah, no. Well, a lot of times I just use and abuse my computer so much. All right, so we're going to take dev SDC. So let's go ahead and make our boot drive for Clear Linux. Input file, downloads. Yeah. I was like, why isn't this auto completing? DD input file equals downloads clear output file equals dev SDC. Make sure you get the right drive, otherwise sad stuff. Block size equals 1 meg and status equals progress. Yes. There we go. We're getting, that's a pretty solid copy. Look at that. Look at that rate. Almost 200 megs a second. I'd like to see Etcher or Rufus do that. And that's USB 2. That's not even a USB 3 drive. It's kind of decreasing though. Yeah, well, whatever. Yeah. Brightness will save 65% of the battery or something. It's crazy, yeah. Brightness is huge. So if you're using a laptop, that's the one thing I noticed really quick when I started, because all my laptops I formatted and put Linux on, and since a lot of times I'm using Arch because I just want the bleeding edge, I noticed real quick, I was like, oh my god, the laptop's dying in like 50 minutes to an hour, and brightness was really what was killing it. Most of that. TLP also added some, so TLP added like an extra 30 minutes to an hour, and then brightness added like 3 hours. I mean, it was ridiculous. Brightness kills laptops. For sure. Have you done anything with your Pine phone yet? Not yet, Ox. I do have on here. Let me show you. We'll just pull up. I think I threw it in images, right? Pine phone. So I grabbed Loon OS. I did all this last night because I didn't want to just sit here and download stuff on stream. I grabbed Loon OS, Manjaro, which is a Plasma mobile. That doesn't have call capabilities, but I still kind of wanted to do something out of the box because I figure all the other YouTubers are probably just going to do like Ubuntu. And yeah, I wanted something a little different. So I wanted to do, is that an image file? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I got the image file for Manjaro, and then I got Plasma Mobile. That's the official from the Plasma team. This actually uses Plasma Mobile on the Manjaro arm spin, which I thought would be kind of fun. This is more Debian based, I think, as well. And then we have Loon OS, which I've heard good things about. And then, of course, Ubuntu Touch, which pretty much everyone has shown on YouTube already. But I'm going to tinker around with those. So I got 4 different images right now. There's some other ones that I could have grabbed, like Postmarket OS and some other ones out there. But I didn't like a lot of the development. I wanted to get more of the bleeding edge packages where I saw commits within the past couple days, or at least the past couple weeks. And these were the ones that had the most up-to-date commits on their stuff. So active development is really what I was looking for when I grabbed these images. But yeah. Is there any real advantage to installing Clear Linux on Intel, as they claim Intel optimized, or is that marketing? I don't know, Harley. I'm looking at the Phoronix benchmarks, which here's the reason why I'm using Clear Linux. Everyone knows I really hated Clear Linux, actually. Came out and made a really negative video the last time I covered it. And if we look at Clear Linux Phoronix, where are you at? I think that's it. Yeah, so oh no, that's not it. Clear Linux Phoronix. Let's see. I think it was this guy. All right. So even with a $200 laptop, Clear Linux can offer superior performance to Fedora or Ubuntu, 15% faster than a default Windows 10 installation on a Ryzen 3 notebook. So I was like, wait a second. All right. And then Clear Linux gives an even bigger bump, and it's apparently like the best at this, which, can I not expand this page? What the hell, man? Come on, Phoronix. You usually got me I guess not. Okay, here we go. Here's some better metrics for you. So the whole reason behind this is you can kind of see where it's at, and it renders faster. It's just a lot faster a lot of the time, which is kind of surprising. So I'm looking through this. I'm like, very interesting. Now, can we use it as our daily driver? I mean, I always say distributions don't matter, and I was like, well, this would be a hell of a test, because Clear Linux works fundamentally different than most other distributions out there. So that's the whole purpose of this guy. All right, so we got the Clear Linux drive going. Let's go ahead and install this thing. Now, as you see here, before we reboot, LSB okay. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different drives in here. I want to wipe out my Windows partition, which I believe is this guy. I think that's my 120 gig one. So we're going to try and do manual partitioning on Clear Linux. No cheating on this one. And it's probably going to completely break all my install here, but it wouldn't be a Chris Titus tech stream if we didn't break something. So let's go ahead and do this. And let's see what else we have. So SDD right here is our main drive. Okay, I got a good idea of what we're doing. Good enough anyways to get started. Have you ever tried out Void Linux? No. I thought about entertaining the Gentoo, Void Linux, Linux from scratch, and then I was like, you know what, it's kind of pointless. I think people use them for more of a learning exercise than actually using them on as a daily driver. I'm more interested in using Linux as a daily driver, less as a hey, I'm cool vehicle, as most people do. All right, so we're gonna just go boot menu, F8, and we're gonna go down to our PNY, which we did. See if we can boot into our Clear Linux installer from Clear Linux. Clear Linux is UEFI only. You have to have up-to-date hardware. There's a lot of requirements to actually load Clear Linux. You can't use it in virtual machines a lot of times as well because of the strict install requirements. So when you're looking up YouTube videos for Clear Linux, well, most people don't want to take a bare metal machine and install Clear Linux. So that's why you don't see very many other YouTube videos about Clear Linux. And there's actually a lot of not very much information about it because of, well, you can't really tinker around with it easily. So that's what's up with Clear Linux. It's kind of weird as far as that regard, but let's go here. Oh, wow. Yeah, this is... It looks like the base install is a GNOME screen. It came in 4K resolution on my main screen. Let me fix that real fast so y'all know what's up. And we'll hit apply. That should give us what we need. Yes, that's a lot better. So now we both can see what's up. Initial impressions here for the installer. I really like this. It actually supported 2 different outputs from my card. I'm using an RX 580. So installer looks pretty solid. This is pretty nice. Let's go install Clear Linux. Hey, it's GNOME, my favorite. Not. Ugh, GNOME. You know, I'm starting to warm up to GNOME, though. I will say. Oh, you know what? Speaking of warming up, I had to turn off my space heater. I'm like, man, I'm starting to get kind of warm, even though it was like 29 degrees here this morning, which Fahrenheit, so below freezing. All right, installation media, destructive install. There's so many streams of me wiping out the one that I should be doing. All right, so we're gonna do it on this disk. Enable encryption. If you're worried about security and privacy, obviously you want to encrypt your disk. If you don't do disk encryption, I want to talk about disk encryption real fast too, because so many people misconfuse this aspect of it. Disk encryption I view as protection against local threats. So if you don't do disk encryption, someone like me could come in and get into your system no matter what you do. So disk encryption makes it to where I can't get into your system if I don't know your password, basically, from a practical standpoint. So there's a lot of other cool stuff about disk encryption, but it's mainly meant for if you're worried that someone might get physical access to your computer. Good reason, the times I always use disk encryption is laptops. If I have a laptop that I'm going from place to place, someone could technically steal that laptop. I want to make sure they can't just go ahead and go through Grub and go to single user mode and wipe out my password and then reboot and get all my goodies. So that's why you would use disk encryption. That's my practical use of disk encryption. I'm not obviously worried about that because if they break into this room, the least of my worries is them actually getting into this computer. So I'm not going to do disk encryption. We're going to do advanced install because, well, actually, you know what? Let's try the auto install. What's the worst that could happen? I only got a bunch of different distributions on this computer. What do you guys think? I just don't like its workflow, lasers, as far as GNOME. There's nothing wrong with GNOME. Auto install for science. Yeah, I know. It's a full disk wipe. Z8 says advanced. I know if Jalopy was here, he'd say auto install. All right, fine. We'll do advanced partition media. Oh, it launches right into Gparted. That's nice. This is better FS. Oh, that's right. I forgot all about installing Windows on a better FS drive. That's cool. Let's go. Can I not delete this thing? What the hell? That's weird. All right, I guess we gotta clear it first. How about that? I was like, ooh, did I choose the right drive? All right, so now we've got this unallocated. Now we can actually start carving this guy up. Let's create our new partition table. GPT, of course, since we're using UEFI, I highly recommend using a GPT partition table. If you're using Legacy, you can use MS-DOS if you like, but GPT is typically the way to go. And my other installs are made in UEFI, so of course, GPT is probably what I want to do. So we'll go ahead and carve this guy up. We're going to go for the size of this guy. We're going to go, oh, I think it's like 512 is what it needs. I read somewhere about that. And we're going to call this one EFI. Oh. Partition name. What's the difference between that? Yeah, well. Yeah, we'll just add that. All right, so we got EFI right here. And then for the secondary partition, what do you guys think? What should we use with Clear Linux? XFS, Better FS, ext4 if we want to be tried and true. A little lazy. What are we feeling like today, all? I love it. Fat 16. I love it. Oh, Lord. Guys, I don't know why I even ask. Clear boot, clear root, clear home. Oh, you need to label them. Ah. All right. Let's go. Information, right? Oh, crap. I can't. Ah, man. That's a bummer. All right. New. Fat 32. And just go 512. And partition name. Clear boot. All right. So I'm going to just choose what I want to choose then. Somebody calling. I don't think that's worked though. All right, yep, that's not work. All right, and then clear root. All right, let's go new. Oh, I guess we'll be. Oh, let's go 30 gigs for this one. Yeah, 30. Yeah, close enough. Clear root. And add. And then we need clear home for the next one. Yeah, I'm not sure on this either. This is the first time I've actually installed Clear Linux, so this is all just kind of shooting from the hip. And then the last one, clear home. I'm guessing that's what it wants. So we'll go ahead and hit add. So we got clear boot as an EFI partition, which, let me see, can I format that to... I'm just making sure there's no specific flag, but there isn't. All right. Let's give that a whirl, right? See what happens. All right, we'll close that out. That looks good. Manage flags. What's the flags we got? I think it needs to be ESP and boot for the flags on this FAT32. Could be wrong. BioScrub. What's that do? Nah, I think it's ESP and boot. And that should be good. So we'll fix those flags real fast. I don't know. I think that should be fine, right? And yeah. So for manual partitioning, I think that seems okay. Let's see what Clear Linux says about it. Is it gonna launch back in? All right. Clear swap. It wants swap. I don't want to use swap. Lame. Super lame. Do I have a swap file in here? I don't think I have free space on either drive, do I? That would be kind of ghetto to throw that on that another drive, but can I share swap files? Yeah, that's a bad idea. Share that. Crap, man. Sad face. All right. I guess let's destroy this and do clear_swap. I don't want to. I really don't want to. Swap, where are you at? Swap. Linux swap. There it is. All right, and this is gonna be. I don't want to really give it much. Let's give it 40 nice. Let's give it 4 gigs. We'll just call this clear swap. So not much on the swap file. And then we can do the rest. ext4 clear. Kind of interesting. So we got our manual partitioning done on this little baby drive. Yeah, well. At least we know it's not like Windows where it'll take over my other EFI partition on my other disks. And well, I say that, but I don't think it will now that I manually partitioned it. If I did auto, I'm pretty sure it would have. That would have been a bit of a sad face. All right, select installation media. We got SDB boot, SDB2 for / SDB3 swap, and SDB for ext4. All right, good. Manage user. So we'll use user Titus 24. Password must be. Really, it must be. Has to be. Really? All right, that should be good. And I guess administrate. Oh yeah. It forces an admin. All right. Telemetry. Oh, look at this. So originally when I made a video about Clear Linux, I said telemetry was enabled by default. And you say, do you want to allow system data and usage statistics? You can just say no. That's kind of neat. I would like to think maybe I added that option. Because that was so overly critical. And that video got like 50,000 views. And then it seemed like this option appeared out of nowhere after that video. But, yeah, well, I won't take credit for that. Because it definitely says, hey, do you want telemetry on or off? And you have to make the choice. So, with all that said, selected main partitions have been added. Target, device, SDB. All right, cool. Confirm. Here we go. It's go time. Is there a team viewer for Linux? You can always use TeamViewer. I still use TeamViewer for Linux. But yes, there's a couple of different options. So I like TeamViewer still on Linux just because it's what I've always used. But I like No Machine as well. There's a couple other options as well. What do you use, Sparky? You use what was that one that you do? I think you use an actual full-on VPN though. It's a 0 tier, I think it was. What's better than XRDP or TeamViewer? No machine bit will actually do pretty good. So I like No Machine a lot, but yeah, TeamViewer still works pretty darn well in Linux. I mean, just as well. I know I did have some issues with the daemon not starting up, but I think I had to go to terminal and actually launch it on some distros. Some distros don't have any issues with it though. Just depends. Oh, Boomgar. Dude, Boomgar's so expensive. Holy crap. Solar, I tell you. I think I looked at it, but it was like 50 a seat or something. It really good. I mean, mind you, it does give, I think, a hardware level or out of band remote access, which is really good, but or dang near out of band, I want to say. But it's expensive. It's crap. I think I used Boomgar a little bit. It's been a while though, like 5-6 years. It was right around the time before it got big. No, Clear Linux is its own thing, Liz. So it's you know how Solus is its own distro? Clear Linux is its own thing. It's supposed to be the fastest, highest performance Linux distribution in existence. So we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I saw that South Korean governments were switching to Linux. I know Germany switched to OpenSUSE for a little bit, and that ended in disaster. There's a lot of things that Windows has a good lock on, and that's kind of like that's like my whole shtick is the bridging the gap between Windows and Linux. I think too many people in Linux focus too hard on open source, keeping everything free. Too much idealism, I think. And really, when it comes down to it, I think it's just practical usage. That's all I care about is practical usage. Whether it's open source or not, honestly, I would prefer open source, but at the same time, if the best thing's closed source, like No Machine is a good example. It's closed source, but it's Linux. It's really good. And same with software. Like a lot of people in the Linux community are always like, LibreOffice for everything. And personally, I hate LibreOffice. I actually use FreeOffice sometimes. So FreeOffice is a little bit easier, but again, it's proprietary. So you don't hear about it very much. But it's actually really good. It's almost a direct ripoff of Microsoft Office, which I'm actually kind of want. So it just depends. Yeah, Germany moved back to Windows because a few people, they said, wanted Microsoft Office. Yeah, which is kind of funny because there's a couple, the really good conversions I've seen incorporate G Suite. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I need to check out OnlyOffice for sure. I've actually been using G Suite a little bit, and I really like Google's. I would never make a video about this, but I actually really enjoy Google's. Do I even want to say this on stream? I guess I've already started the sentence, but I really like their setup, man. I had to do a macro the other day on a spreadsheet and do a whole bunch of stuff, and I was like, dude, this is really intuitive, and I can go to all these different systems, and everything's just the same. This is good. Yeah, everyone's gonna just call me a sellout if I'd say Google Suite. But damn, it is a really good offering. Google's done a really good job with their online offering with that. All right, that's all I'm gonna say about that. I know nobody wants to hear that, but it's true. Just saying. All right, let's give this a reboot, right? I didn't really read. I think it said it was completed. Microsoft Teams. Hey, Mind Boy, we can do some Teams action. I'm fine with that. All right, let's go. Function F8, and let's pick our drive with Clear Linux on it. Bleep, 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 bleep. Yeah, that worked amazingly well. Poop. That did it locked up the system? What's happening? All right. Hey, Caesar. What's up, man? How y'all doing? Oh man. All right, here we go. Try it again. Clear Linux is awesome so far. All right, let's see. Keep an open mind. All right. Try it again. Blinkety blink, 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 blink. And it locked up again. All right. Well, that's fun. All right. So this time, let's just let the system boot. We're not going to actually select anything from BIOS. I imagine it'll just boot right back into the vanilla Arch, but let's see. Yeah, figured. Let's see if we can't pick out. Let's update our BIOS. I think OS Prober should find Clear Linux. And let's see what it gets. Ooh. Otherwise, I guess we can reinstall and do auto partitioning. It's totally going to jack everything up on this system. But that's all right. All right, let's boot back in our Arch. Let's update the grub. I think we can just use this singular grub and boot into that disk just fine. I think probably grub customizer will get us there too. Oop. All right, let's grab that. All right. Grub customizer. All right, OS Prober. Hopefully, you'll find some clear Linux on the other disk. Otherwise, no bueno. Let's remove that guy. Let's add a setting, right? Should. Let's update the configuration. I'm curious. I think let's quit. I think on startup, OS Prober on Grub Customizer goes ahead and fills in any missing operating systems. Let's see what it does. Let's see, OS Prober's loading. Maybe not. Yeah, it didn't work on that. Interesting. All right, we gotta manually add the setting, maybe? Let's look at our files and see. What do we got as far as other locations? Yeah, so here's the volumes. Folder's empty. All right, but that's the home folder, so that's nothing big there. Okay, this should have a whole bunch of stuff. Boot's empty, which is fine. Huh. Let's grab our EFI partition off of that drive then. Where are you at? SD. I don't even see it on here. Yeah, let's see. Maybe it didn't install the boot. Maybe Clear Linux has like some special boot. It wouldn't surprise me if it did. All right, so that SDB1 should be our boot partition. So let's sudo mount dev SDB1 do mnt cd mnt. What's this look like? CDFI. I mean, it pulled it in. It looks like it did stuff here. Ooh, what is that? What is that new tree command I downloaded the other day? Is it CF? I think it's LF. Sorry, you know me, I get sidetracked. Ooh, yeah. Let's do LF bin. I don't want to compile. Fun fact, when doing stuff from the AUR, if you use the bin, you can save yourself the compile times. But you are downloading somebody else's binary, so it's not exactly the most for security, but I don't care. Oh, yeah, all right, cool. LF, I'm trying a new tool here, guys. So this is what's inside each folder. You got bootloader. You got boot over here. All right, cool. You got EFI. Loader. Entries. I think I could copy some of this stuff over, maybe? Will Hikari. No buenos in Spanish, yeah. I speak really horrible Spanish. horrible Spanish. That's me. Dos cervezas, por favor. ¿Dónde es mi pantalones? ¿Dónde es biblioteca? Yeah, that's the extent of my Spanish. All right. I'm like curious about this. Yeah. I was like, did it? The weird thing about this is I don't see any entries where I think this is it. Org.clear Linux. Let's take a look at our boot. Just to give an idea. EFI. Yeah, no. Alright, well. That was a fun exercise, but not what I needed. Oop. Q. Alright. How have you been this week? I've noticed you not reading my Discord messages since Monday. What? I read your Discord. I commented back. Usually. I'm pretty sure I commented back on like Wednesday. I'm fairly certain. Don't quote me on that though. I've been good though. Cypress, Texas. Where's that at? Why am I getting all these calls? I'm on stream, man. Usually. Alright. Let's see here. Alright. Let's do an auto install. I think there was something with our manual partitioning. It just didn't quite grab. So let's reinstall. When in doubt, reinstall, right? Let's give it a reboot here. Give it a little kick. And restart our system. Oh, okay. I got you. Don't do a destructive install because of SSD. That SSD is pretty old too. So I don't think it would DD and do like block by block on the destructive though. I think destructive just means it'll let's see. Actually, you say don't do it, but I kind of want to do it now that you said don't do it. Is that bad? Yeah, probably a little bit, but whatever. Yeah, let's just format everything. It would make for a great stream highlight. It's been almost a whole month or two since my last accidental format. What week was that? I think it was like Oh man, when we were doing the PCI pass-through, that was brutal. All right, where's my mouse? Okay, there we go. Like, I know I got a mouse here. Let me fix the old desktop resolution real fast. Let's go ahead, mirror that. Refresh, keep changes, and voila, there we go. All right, let's install some Clear Linux. This time, we'll do installation media, destructive. Oh, or we could do safe install. Destructive. Let's do destructive. Right, destructive. Confirm. And let's add some users. And confirm that. Telemetry. Let's say no. Telemetry disabled. We don't want the evil Intel overlord spying on us. Actually, I think telemetry just sends back usage statistics, so we'll just go ahead. Yeah. All right. So here's what it's going to do. Oh, okay. It's going to add a 150 meg partition. It's going to add a 256 meg partition, and then it's going to add a 119 gigabyte partition. Ah. That's interesting. That's a very interesting configuration. So the partition is going to be formatted with VFAT instead of FAT32. That was probably our issue. Swap. I like this configuration a little bit better, actually. Confirm. Destructive. In process. Oh, it's fine, Sparky. It's not going to kill the SSD. Destructive means it just clears out its partition table. It's not like writing every single block zeros like you're thinking. I think some people were thinking that it was going to do like a dev null write to every single block on the disk. All destructive meant on the Clear Linux install here that it was wiping out the partition table. VFAT is FAT32. Well, all right then. Fair enough. Yeah, these SSDs will... it'll be fine. Well, when it burns out, you can be like, I told you so. The good thing is it's a cheap SSD. It's not like a NVMe drive or anything crazy. It's just a 120 gig. I think it's a Samsung 120, but it's like 5-6 years old or something now. I don't even care about it. It's the equivalent to about $20 to $30 in today's money. All right, here we go. So I like the partition scheme a little bit better. Usually when they do auto partitioning when I'm installing Linux, I don't like the partition scheme at all. This one actually has a really, really streamlined partition scheme. The swap file was only 256 megs, so a quarter of a gig. The boot partition was only 150 megs, which is plenty. Most auto partitions do like a gig or 500 or something stupid. So that was good. And then it just put everything on a root partition for the last one, which was ext4. So a very standard install, a very good partition scheme for Clear Linux by doing the auto. Hey Ken, welcome to chat, sir. Yeah, even 500's like not reasonable. I think 300's pretty much the max for reasonable EFI partitions. Like that's like loading a whole bunch of like images and really snazzing up your boot menu. I don't think I've ever really hit over about 100 to 200 megs in an EFI partition. Oh, okay. System D boot makes 512 by default. Well, here we go. This installs really quick. I mean, I have this plugged into USB 2, and I'm really surprised. It's a USB 2 thumb drive, and it's a USB 2 front port because I cheaped out on my case. And this actually installs really quick. Surprisingly quick. Thanks for the follow there, Paradox. With systemd boot, you have to keep a copy of the Linux kernel on boot EFI because systemd boot can't read ext4 yet. Oh. Dang. Yeah, okay then. 512 definitely makes sense to me then. I did not realize that. All right. So install is successful. That was pretty quick. So very streamlined install process. Gotta say, I'm a fan. Let's go ahead, restart. Grab our boot. See if we can't get into BIOS here. I've actually been really good about catching the BIOS today. Like usually I'm like Alt O. Well, I say that and I miss it. Clear Linux is Intel's spin of Linux operating systems. A lot of times, what happens is Intel's getting a little worried because Mac is ditching x86 and going to an ARM-based system. The whole idea of Apple, their in game right now, is to be the supplier end-to-end for their systems, which means it cut out Intel, which is a huge contract for Intel. And now they're starting to worry that what happens if Microsoft does that? So in the interest of self-preservation, I think they are basically starting to dive into Linux a little bit, which kind of cool. At least that's my hot take of it. Let's see if it actually boots this time. Do we just get a bunch of cursors? Yeah, well, that was fun. Come on. I don't know why I just did the same option. Clear Linux is not booting. Well, all right. That's fun. I guess we will just reboot. See if we can't. Maybe OS Prober will find it now. I don't think we actually did anything wrong on that first install, guys. I think it's just not liking multi-boot. Which is sad. Very sad. Clearly something has gone wrong. Truer words have never been spoken there, Solar. Alright, we'll go back into Arch. We'll grab some Clear Linux here. I'm pretty sure we can use our existing grub on our Arch install, add a Clear Linux option. Because I kind of want to try Clear Linux as a daily driver. At least make some kind of content for it. Because, like, when you look for Clear Linux content, everyone's always, like, talking it up, but you really don't see too much on YouTube about Clear Linux. Most, I think I actually deleted my overly critical video of Clear Linux just because I had some factual inaccuracies. And I don't want to be known as, like, Theo Joe. although it's quite an entertaining channel. Have you guys ever seen Theo Joe? He, like, tapes together, like, Ethernet cables, and he's like, triple your internet speed. And he has, like, electrical tape and, like, Ethernet cables, and he, like, ties them together. I mean, it's goofy as hell, but I love reading the comments, and there's literally people that are like trying what he's saying, and I'm like, oh my god, you know this guy's just an entertainment channel, right? He's not actually serious. Or at least, god, I hope he's not actually serious. I don't know. All right, back to it. Grub customizer. This is Ryzen, so it could be we're not going to give up if this doesn't work, but it could be that it just doesn't read Ryzen, which is possible. Huh. All right. But let's see. Can we use Grub Customizer? I think there's a way to use Grub Customizer to add new Linux disk. Let's see. Yeah, Theo Joe's. It's entertainment. It's entertainment. I enjoy it every once in a while, and I love reading. I like seeing like the title of Theo Joe, and then like going to the comments, and then immediately seeing people going, "It's not working," and I'm like, "Oh my god, this person actually tried it." All right, let's see. That might get us there. No. Ubuntu, I do like askubuntu.com, by the way. They have some really good resources in there. Adding Remix OS to go for Customizer. Let's see. No, Hikari, you can't actually do Clear Linux in a VM. I've tried a bunch. It did not go well at all. There's real specific requirements for it. That's weird. All right. Let's just do it from terminal then. We're gonna do OS Prober. Terminal. All right. Grub install. Make config. Blah, 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 blah. That's what this guy's doing. Just looking, seeing if there's a OS Prober file that we can grab or utilize. Try it, Hikari. If you can get Clear Linux working in a VM, I'd rather run it in a VM, for sure. So, let's see. Configure grub 2 bootloader settings. There's got to be a different way to... I don't think an upgrade grub will do it. We can try to do it from command line, but I just don't feel like that's going to grab it. Because typically, as soon as you launch Grub Customizer, it's the equivalent of doing like an update grub. And it just looks for images. Oh, yeah. Clear Linux download speeds are ridiculously slow. It was last night the same way, Cray. Because I went to download... before I do any of my streams, I usually download everything I might work on the stream prior to, so we're not sitting here for like 30 minutes or something, because I hit a slow download. So that way we can just keep going. But same with the actual PinePhone images that I was talking about as well earlier. All right, so now this is the same partition. So this is the update grub, but it just doesn't find it because there's no Linux image to actually find. I mean, we can give it a whirl. Might as well, I suppose. Actually, let's see. With your new system is mounted and OS Prober is installed, run the following command to update grub. Maybe we just need to mount it. What do you guys think? Yeah. some of us can't live in the Norwegian countries that have awesome internet. Sweden, Norway. All you guys have like freaking gig connections. And your up speeds make me sick. Like here in the States, we can get decent down speeds, like, between 100 and a gig. Pretty solid. But then they give us like 5, 10 up. And you're like, really? That's all you're going to give me? And unless you get like a synchronous business connection that's like 10 times the cost. Yeah, anyways. Small gripe. Small rant. Ugh, makes me sick. Alrighty. Let's go other locations. No, that's not right. 1, 2, 3, 4. I wonder. All right, let's try this. Let's quit out of this. I'm gonna just go right into here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, sudo lsblk. And we're gonna grab. All right, SDB2 is just a swap partition from what I remember. Dev SDB3. And we're gonna need to do sudo on that. And then we're gonna go, let's just go super user. Dev SDB3 to MNT. And then we're gonna mount dev SDB1 to MNT boot. All right, with those mount points in place, we should be able to go into here. CD boot. All right, we're good. Now, let's see if grub customizer, I'm just gonna launch grub customizer, see if it grabs the old. That would be kind of cool. I don't think it will, but you never know. Come on, grab me some clear Linux. No. That would have been too easy. Dang, 140. That's nice. Ooh, Sparky, that's awesome. Yeah, so great. Hey, Chris, welcome to chat, man. Doing good today, man. It's Friday. Come on, let's see if it finds. Aha! I think we might have got it here, boys. That's what I'm talking about. Let's look at grub customizer now. Clear Linux. Do it. You suck. Hate you, grub customizer. But anyways, we're making progress. Clear Linux OS found on SDB3. So we'll just manually do it, I guess. All right, now go back to mounted on the right partition. Blah blah blah. So we make the config file, and then I think it's just grub install. Eesh, I hate doing grub install, but whatever. Worst case, we break our system. Grub install dev. Oh wait, no. We already have grub installed. Feel like this is close. What am I missing? Why is it finding this right here? What kind of shenanigans we got going on? SDC1. That's a weird entry because we deleted Windows. All right. No, I'm just trying to get Clear Linux installed at the point. Intel is the devil. Sudo SU. Yeah, so you can just do SU and then authenticate. However, a lot of people are always criticizing my sudo SU abilities, mainly because after I authenticate once, doing a sudo SU, I don't have to actually type in my password instead of just doing a standard SU. So that's why I do that. Although, yeah, I'm still probably wrong about that. Whatever. All right, found Clear Linux on SDB 3. What is the fix for this? We did the make config. Found it all. Redid that. I guess we just redo grub, man. Feel like that's just wrong, though. Let's do a CF. LF. Boot. Let's go over to grub. Grub and grub config. Give me that. Where are we at? So, I'm just checking to see my grub config. Maybe, just maybe, it would give us Clear Linux, right? That'd be cool. OG, stop trolling, Lilo. I love grub, man. As much as crap I get for it, I absolutely love grub. Alright, so even though OS Prober sees Clear Linux, it's just not pulling it in. It's like, nope. As I'm looking through grub here, it ain't happening. Man, I've done a lot of shenanigans on this drive, though. I saw a couple instances of Microsoft still showing up, and then also vMix is actually my theme, so we're fine there. Man, come on now. Alright. Is this VS Code? I think I actually have VS... Is this... Did I? Oh. Yeah. Code OSS. I think it's VS Code. Or almost. When did I install this? Ah. Alright, yeah, sorry. You know me, I like to get sidetracked. Alright, so... Grub config did not find Clear Linux. Crap. Does Clear Linux not build a traditional Linux kernel, and that's why Grub's not seeing it? Alright, what do you guys think? Do I continue? Let's take a poll real fast. We're at a stopping point. Do we continue down this path, or do we move on to the Nook? I guess is the better question here. So let's just see what y'all think. Can't believe that. Can you believe that? I can't believe it. Just disappointing. Can't even boot directly from that drive. All right, let's make a poll. All right, Clear Linux. Right now, Clear Linux installed to SDB 2 on this one. Continue with AMD multi-drive system. Question. So right now I'm unable to find any images or grub entries to boot Clear Linux from, which means maybe Clear Linux isn't even using grub. I don't know. And then, or do we just ditch it and go to the Nook? So let's go no Nook install. All right. I'll let y'all decide. All right, here we go. Yeah, solitaire. So, I don't know what the deal is. It's so weird. So, I'm gonna look real fast. Does Clear Linux use a Grub 2 bootloader? So I'm looking up right now to see can Clear Linux be added to Grub 2. Oh, they made documentation about it. It doesn't look like Clear Linux actually uses Grub 2. That would probably be why. Well, that's poop. Yeah, people are having a lot of issues adding Clear Linux as a Grub entry. Oh, dab time. HGH, man. How many times? I'm going full screen with the dabs now. So I'm actually going to go, let's see. You know, it's been a little bit since I gone this way with it. Yeah, all right, we can do that way. All right, here we go. I've got a new one here, and we're going to go ultra full screen. Dab. Dab time. Oh my god, Z8, I want that emote. That is awesome. Clear Linux is not based on anything, Chris. Clear Linux is actually an independent compiled distro, much like Solus, or Debian, or Arch. It's its own architecture. So, there's some weird things with that. Oh, Clear Linux OS team responded in November of 2019. Boot up into there, go to sudo edit, add 40_custom, add a menu entry like the above example. Ah. All right, so you can find the EFI partitions UUID -- set root. My example is that. All right, running update grub. All right, here we go, guys. We're gonna continue down this path, even though what was the poll? Everyone says Nook install. I got one more thing to do. I did some research. I think we might be able to get this work. So I'm gonna give it. It is 10:37 my time right now. If I'm not inside Clear Linux by 11 o'clock, I'm giving up on this whole deal. So give me a second here. We're going to get this fixed. So here's what I found on Clear Linux forums in November, a couple months ago, really. And you have to add a custom entry. OS Prober does not work with Clear Linux. So it does use system deboot. That interesting enough. And here we go. Yeah, I'm definitely going to add that Z8. I'm going to make a custom dab emote and put it as a sub emote. I just unlocked the 4th channel emote. So later today, I'm going to take a picture, downsize it, PNG it, all that good stuff, make the custom dab emote, and upload that. So be looking for that next week. It does take Twitch like a week to approve emotes, which I get. With as much stuff as it's on Twitch, I imagine they need to actually manually review a lot of those emotes. All right, so we're going to copy this, go into grub-d. Let's see what we got. cd etc grub.d, and we're gonna go nano. What did it say? 40 custom. Let's do Linux. Actually, 41_custom. I feel like that would do it. All right, we'll write that out. Now, our UUID is wrong here, so let's fix that real fast. Sudo BLK and we'll look at. Yeah, let's go full screen with that. I can't see. Where is the UUID for? So SDB's UUID is this guy. Take that. Just make sure SDB is our 112. Yeah, it is. So, got that. Go ahead and kill that guy. And come to the end here, guys. Throw this in here. So we're making a custom entry. I bet if we launch into... Alright, close that out. Exit that. Exit. Exit. Corrupt customizer. Let's see what we get now. Come on. There it is. Alright, we did our custom menu entry. Everything looks good. Let's save and apply that. And quit out. Just finish reading this. Set in the EUD. Just did the update grub. Should be able to reboot and boot into Clear Linux. By default, Clear Linux sets the bootloader timer at 0, so you won't see the system D if you want to see a menu, blah, 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 which we don't. Don't really care. There we go. That is a bit of a hacky solution, but I get it. We still have time. Let's see if we get Clear Linux. We should have Clear Linux on the startup here, guys. Thanks for being patient. I did not anticipate it using, system D boot. It's kind of weird, but I get it. I get it. I like my grub though. So a custom entry add through terminal, that was a little weird. So let's see what we get. Clear Linux. Clear Linux. Hey. Hey. Wait a sec. You guys can't see this, but I'm about to fix the... Oh, oops. What did I make my password? I tried to do 1, 2, 3, 4 like I do. And it said it needed to be 8 digits. Alright, let's fix our displays. And... ta-da! We're finally into Clear Linux. Oh my god, finally. Yes, the Clear Linux project. It has been done. Got our little terminal. Oh, there's some stuff here. Evolution, that sucks. Move that immediately. Ooh. First thing I want to do is like install KDE. Let's see. Oh, preparing Firefox. Okay. That's interesting. All right, so like the packages is like the big thing with Clear Linux. So we're into Clear Linux finally. I will say it does feel good. Well, there was no manual entry to actually use grub to boot Clear Linux. So that was actually a form entry, which was kind of funky, but still, the form entry got us there. Having the custom make that to be able to multi-boot into Clear Linux was a little weird. So, let's see. Actually, oh, I don't have any of my hotkeys. No, crap. We need to. First thing I do on any install, we gotta fix our hotkeys, man. This is killing me. All right, home folder. Let's see, system. All right, we're gonna change GNOME terminal to. Nope. Dang it. All right. Backbase that and come on. Can I do? No, I can't do super keys. Okay, I was about to say. Come on, give me a super key. That should be good. We're going to roll with GNOME terminal for now, guys. I know that's not ideal, but... Where's files? Let's see. Home. Super E. It's like Explorer, so if I go Super E. Yeah, there we go. Got home. And that should be about it. I just need that for sure before I do anything. I will say it does feel fast. So swap D, I think is, minimize this. Swap D, is that it? Up D? No. Hell, I don't even remember what package manager. Clear Linux package manager. Swoop D. SW. I thought swap, but it's swoop D. All right, here we go. Swoop D. All right, what do we got here, guys? Let's blow this up a little bit for y'all too. So let's do custom font, monospace. I love me some monospace. Let's go 18 so everybody can read the screen. And you know what? I don't like the colors either. We're going to just have to change that. Green on black. Got to go full hacker man. Full hacker man. All right, and let's see. Let's go. Does there any transparency as well? Does GNOME terminal not do transparency? I bet it does. I like to have a little transparency. Gives it a little more flair. Well, maybe not. All right. Well, cool. Let's see. All right. Got that? No. I'm so used to Terminator that I'm like, usually there's a little transparency right in here, but I don't think GNOME Terminal has transparency. Lame. One more thing I don't like about GNOME. All right. So, swoopd, the new package manager. Swoopd info shows version and info auto update. Oh, look, you can just do. Sure, why not? Swoopd auto update. Enabled. Okay, it's auto updating. So let's do swoopd update, see what happens. So the update cycle works a little bit like Fedora, but its update is extremely efficient, even more efficient than Fedora or Red Hat distros. So technically the update cycle should be like a tenth of what like an Ubuntu or Arch or any of the other ones are. So it should be pretty darn fast. We'll see. Yeah, Pop! OS has like the worst backgrounds in the world. I agree with Z8 on that one for sure. Oh, the low latency kernel? Yeah. Oh, it does have transparency. Oh, it's a package. Yeah. Oh, well. The stock experience, I didn't see transparency. I could totally see. So the interesting thing about Clear Linux is the package manager's swoopd, or I'm probably butchering the name, whatever it is, swupd. Yeah, see, it already did the full update here, which is actually pretty good. You know what? Let's go. Let's install Vivaldi in here, because you guys know how much I love Vivaldi. Clear Linux. Vivaldi. Let's see what this looks like. Because I'm sure there's people that have tried Vivaldi. So let me just play for everyone here Clear Linux, just so you understand the packages. It doesn't use a traditional package manager. It uses like almost like a containerized package manager. Clear Linux video. I bet that just gets us. Yeah, here we go. Oh, that is really quiet, Clear Linux. Oh, there we go.
On an operating system made up of several parts.
Wow. Okay, I guess I gotta really crank this thing. What the world? All right. All right. 1 second here, guys. I just want to get it to where you guys can hear the input from here. Right now, it's so darn quiet. No groups aside. Ah, poo. Uno momento. Por favor. All right, we're gonna go group 1. Let's grab. And that should get me what I need. Save to show. All right, let's crank this guy up.
So when you update...
Oh, okay, too loud, too loud. All right, here we go. How do you force Vivaldi to not use Bing by default? It should be in the settings. You can set it. Setting it differently is a little weird because by private, if you do like an incognito window, it does DuckDuckGo. But by default, it actually uses Bing.
Every application you have runs on an operating system made up of several parts. So when you update one part, it may throw things off balance.
Here you go.
Still leave
Clear
security
Linux.
threats open, and maybe flat out cause the app to not work. This means that your team spends time and resources manually fixing the issue, or you reject the update. That means stability, but you may lose out on improved performance in the update. Whether breach, crash, or latency,
All right, I'll
not
turn it
keeping
down
your
here.
OS up to date can have real consequences. You need Clear Linux, an OS that's secure, performant, manageable, and customizable. By scanning for vulnerabilities and automating the latest security updates, Clear Linux delivers an environment designed to minimize breaches without causing slowdowns. Automated testing checks OS components for dependency issues. Since Clear Linux is built with the end-user application in mind, it ensures that performance optimizations are done at every layer of the stack, so that when it comes to end-user application performance, you get the very best without having to worry about it. Where other distros have updates the size of the entire OS, Clear Linux software packages contain only the changed portion, leading to faster updates. Clear Linux is also easily customizable, so you can build a custom component, then use the Mixer tool to combine it with the rest of the OS without recompiling it all. And finally, having a file structure that is separated into distinct layers makes Clear Linux easier to manage. With performance, security, customization, and manageability, the Clear Linux OS will be a reliable, stable pillar for whatever apps you run on it. Learn more at clearlinux.org.
That is not the end-all be-all of this. Like, when it comes down to it, other people have made this type of OS or this type of distro. It's just very interesting how they did it with their own package manager. So that's why, like, probably the closest thing to it is, I already mentioned Fedora, because It does a lot of this type of thing, but it also has more of the traditional stuff, meaning you can get a lot of your packages pretty darn easy. So my thing was I wanted to see on Clear Linux today, can we install the packages I want and use like on a daily basis, like Vivaldi or whatever it might be. So first things first is Vivaldi. Can we actually use this? What happens if I run this Vivaldi SH script? You think it'll actually work? I don't know. Let's just copy the link. And then just W get it. All right. I didn't have wget on here, so here we go. First package grabbing is wget. Bundle, add. What a horrible syntax. Intel, get your stuff to... What was wrong with install? I mean, I say that, but I mean, Pac-Man's pretty bad on his syntax, but at least it's like one letter. Bundle dash add. Come on now. All right. So, wget, grab our that. We have gedit on here. Yeah, it's a GNOME-based install. Let's take a look at our Vivaldi script. Does it even have Clear Linux in here? Instead of just downloading random scripts on the internet, let's take a look, take a little peek at this and see. Vivaldi, blah, 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 blah. All right, so Vivaldi architecture. Yeah, it should grab the architecture just fine. It looks like it's gonna go out and build this. How big is the script? About halfway done with the script here. Should be interesting. Hey, would this really work? Let's find out. Oh, crap. I forgot I don't have that hotkey either. One more hotkey we absolutely have to have. Killing an application. Where is that? Yeah, switch application. Eject. System. Close application. Yeah, so I know Clear Linux relies heavily on like Flatpak and those types of things as well. So, here we go. Close. I gotta set this. I can't do Alt F4. I gotta do Super Q. I use that all the time. All right. So, I don't think this would work, but let's check out and see what happens. The GNOME store. All right, so this uses GNOME. The GNOME store to install stuff, but that's not to say it's horrible. It's just implied that it's horrible. Zero AD. All right, those are native games. I imagine they'll work just fine. I want to know about Steam, though, because that is what the real test will be. Let's see how it works out of the box. Like, Pop! OS is like one of the only ones where it does such a good job out of the box of installing and utilizing Linux in such a way. It's one of the few. Like, Pop! OS's Pop Store, or the Pop Shop as they call it, is so darn good. Like Lutris, Steam, all these other ones. Usually, like with GNOME, you go to install Steam, it fails because it's like, oh, I can't get 32-bit binaries because you didn't modify the config file in your package manager. So that's why I'm like, I wonder how Steam does. That's a good test initially. I think that's a really good one. Thanks for the follow there, Deep. Yeah, it's true, Akari. I'm always speaking highly of KDE. But yes, you're absolutely right. KDE's Discover is complete hot dumpster fire garbage. I mean, it's horrible. It's like the first thing I do with KDE is uninstall Discover. Oh, let's see. Did I not get my mixer in there? Oh, did I miss a question there, Sparky? Oh, it's a Soundcraft UI16 is my mixer. Complete overkill for this, but I wanted to do that because if I like wanted to interview someone or whatnot, I can just plug that into there. I also wanted like the background music that you guys are hearing, that little subtle subtle background music you hear, that's actually loaded directly into the mixer. So I can reboot everything, and I never have to worry about the background music dying or any of that. So everything's completely independent. Man, this Clear Linux works so good. Look at that. It's still at 0. What's the deal here? Hey, it had HTOP by default. That's something. Let's see if it's actually doing anything, though. Oh. There it goes. That was pretty slick. I thought I was about to bash some Clear Linux. I don't know, man. Let's see. See if it launches. I have never used Scum VM to play old video games. It has NeoFetch by default too? Does it? Oh. That's really good. Oh, man, I kind of like it. I mean, I don't know, guys. I'm tempted. I'm tempted to try this as my daily driver. Is that horrible? I think it's kind of horrible, but I'm kind of tempted. Would you recommend this over Linux Mint? Hell no, I would not recommend this at all for a noob. Like, nope, not at all. I'm just getting the basic packages installed, and then we're gonna do some shenanigans. Because I'm gonna tell you guys right now, it's all about the shenanigans. Oh, you know what? We need to install and log into Steam here, but I don't trust you all to know my password. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys, I got my Netflix account hacked. Can you believe that? I usually do 2-factor and security keys wherever I can, as you know, as public as I am. Yeah. The other day though, I got an email and I looked down. I was like, oh, new sign in from New Jersey, and I was like, New Jersey? What the F? And then as soon as I did that, I tried to log in. It said, this email account doesn't exist. I'm like, no. Somebody got into my email and hacked my Netflix and then moved it over. And I was like, son of a biscuit eater. Yeah, it was a weak password because I was so... I typically use really, really strong, unique passwords for everything. But for that, Netflix really sucks because you got to type it all in on your remote. And I didn't want to use a strong password. So, yeah. Old Netflix got hacked, so I had to call them up and be like, hey, someone hacked my Netflix. I need you to reset it. And then do that whole rigmarole. That was fun. But yeah, fun fact, if you do get your Netflix hacked, and usually the hacker immediately will change the password and keep your payment method and everything on file. So you have to actually call them. So it was a fun endeavor. A waste of 10 minutes, or it's about 15 minutes. The quality support was actually really good from Netflix though. So they were able to see, oh yeah, that's it. So it wasn't too bad. All right, we got my 2-factor. We're logging into old Steam now. Here we go, guys. Got that going. Log in. Oh, let's see. Let's grab a controller game. Let's do some Hollow Knight, probably. We'll do that guy. So we'll grab that. Ooh, you know what? Before we do this, I bet we can share the library between the other Linux install and this one relatively easily. So let's do that. I hate regular window managers. Oh, this is aggravating me. All right, anyways. Oh, actually, what do we got? Other locations. Let's grab games. Yeah. Actually, long password. Oh crap! This is better FS. That's okay. It's all good. Oh, you said that last stream, Scotty. That's right. Yeah. Netflix probably just has some really weak thing because I don't think anybody got that password. And even if they did, it's not really used for much. I went through and changed everything after that. Speaking of which, just as a precaution, just wanted to make sure I don't have any sensitive information in my FSTAB. And I don't think. Let's see. 1 second here, guys. Just grabbing like my credentials real fast. And let's move server creds to etc. Roots. All right, so I'm just moving all my credentials to a specific file so that you guys can actually see. So you can actually see my actual FSTAB without any problems. Oh, I need to do alias. Hey, let's do ZSH while we're here too. I really don't. I'm starting to really not like Bash any longer. CH mod 600 server creds. All right. And PWD for pass. All right, we're good. And all right. Here we go, guys. Yeah, ZSH is really cool. I really dig a lot of it. It's neat. All right. ETC. Now we're gonna come into old FSTAB. Where are you at, FSTAB? I really like. I'm so used to having like a title bar to see what all's I have open, but I don't on this. Let's do our material theme setup as well after this. All right, so these are the installs. We need to grab backup, and we'll just grab all this. Copy. So we're gonna grab games, backup, and that should be it. And we'll check our UUID as well. I don't think we'll have a problem with our UUID, but I'm curious to see what UUID it assigns us. I imagine it'll be 1,000, but let's take a peek. Oops. That's not what I was going for. All right, ETF stab. There we go. All right, now we just change this up. Auto log into it. Is there no FSTAB? What? There's fstab, right? Is the structure different? What is up with this? Okay, there's some shenanigans going on. Where's fstab? Clear Linux doesn't have an fstab. Say what? Alright. The heck's our password look like? Let's gedit password. What's that look like? Okay, so Titus is using 1000. So our UUID is 1000, by the way. Weird. But there's no fstab. Oh no, Alpha. I'm about to switch off of it. It's driving me batty. I just did Clear Linux install, which if we look, yeah. Close out of this and minimize that for now. Close that. I was just installing some basic stuff. This is the stock experience of Clear Linux. We're about to change it up because I don't want people thinking I'm a GNOME convert. I can't have that hurt my street cred. There's nothing wrong with GNOME. I'm just giving it a hard time. So, where the heck is Clear Linux's fstab? Where is it? Yeah, look at that top hit. Where is Clear Linux fstab? Just because it doesn't mean you can't create it yourself. First, need to identify blah 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 blah. Weird. Okay. So it does auto mounting and leverages some of the components in System D for partition identification and mounting, simplifying the boot process, enabling stateless design. Dude. This is known as... That's crazy. Like, I can see why Clear Linux doesn't have a bunch of adoption, because there's so many things it's doing that's just completely different. And I guess we're afraid of what we don't understand. Wicked weird, though. That is craziness. Huh. Alright. Well. That's cool, though. Do you think it supports BetterFS by default? I guess we should check that out first before we go crazy with making our own fstab. Let's go into games and see. Yep. I'll eventually remember my password. Okay, yeah. It remembers this. Good. Good. Okay, cool. And I believe this is BetterFS. Let's take a peek. I need to switch my darn display manager quick. This is driving me batty. All right. G-parted. G-parted? It has G-parted, right? G-parted. Pseudo G-parted. Okay, no G-parted. Well, I know that's gonna be in here. So let's go old school and I say old school. You can tell I'm coming from Windows. Let's go old school and do it through the GUI. Oh, did I miss something in chat? See, normally I have my chat up here, guys. So once I get everything switched over to awesome, we're gonna do it. Check mtab. I don't know what mtab is. Oh no. Wayland only. Oh, okay. It's like, give me a heart attack. I can't stand Wayland. Alright, so first order of business, guys. We need to mod Clear Linux to take out Wayland. Wayland's Wayland ain't happening. That ain't a thing. Oh yeah. But let's fix our F stab first. All right, so server creds, all that looks good. Better FS, better FS. Should we check to make sure our UUIDs line up? Probably should. So let's grab another terminal, sudo blk ID. All right. All right. So 571, just making sure we don't have any craziness games. B81, cool. And then our backup partition, which is... All right. Should be good. Right here's our backup one. All right, cool. Yeah, we're good. That should do her. Let's give it a reboot. Let's give it an old reboot and see what we get. Look at that, though. And then we're going to switch over to ZSH. We'll boot back in, switch to ZSH, and then start modding out the actual desktop environment. Just making sure everything looks good. I think we're ready to give it a reboot. Start. And I do want to switch off of Wayland. Wayland usually has a lot of graphical issues, especially in games, so. This will be cool, though. I think at the end, this will solidify that distribution doesn't matter. I'm always saying that it doesn't. So. Hey, quick question. I didn't have a grub screen on that one. Did something happen? Oh, hell. Tell me, that ain't good, guys. I don't know what happened to Grub. On a brighter note, FSTAB did go ahead and pull these in, so that's good. Oh crap. All right. Bummer. That's interesting. Oof. I think it set it as a default loader. Crap. All right. Well, I really like my Arch install. I just gotta see if I wiped it out. There's no way. There's no way I did it, but it does seem like it did take over. It definitely does seem that way. I hope it didn't. But I mean, it wouldn't be the first time I had to fix my bootloader on stream, right? All right. Try to just boot from that first drive. Oh, crap. Oh, man. No. Oh. All right, kids, don't multi-boot Clear Linux. Oh. All right. Just fix the chain loader. All right. That's so weird why it would go through and add that. I imagine when I did the update, it did that, but just making sure. Man, that's so weird. I bet I can just push it through right here to Arch. Yeah, okay. That is so bizarre. Okay, well, cool. At least we can get to it from our BIOS menu. It's fine. I'm fine with it booting directly in there for now. Use it. I love it. Use the loader called Arch, maybe? Yeah, sir. Yeah, that's a good pro tip there, man. Oh, I want to switch my password back to like 1234. I hate typing long root passwords. That's a horrible thing to say. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What was that? 1 second. I think we had some... Where'd my screen go? Yeah, there it goes. Okay. We're good. I've been meaning to get a new capture card. It's gonna go with a Blackmagic 4 HDMI's in, and then switch this Brio out to a actual like M200. I think is what I was looking at. So, all right. So we got that. We now have our drives done. Let's launch into Steam. Try to attach our existing Steam library. See if it imports. I think it will import. So I think that should be good. Go ahead, open that up. Let's go into settings. But before I do that, I don't want to give out my email. Settings. One second, I'll be back on the desktop here in a short second. I'm just going to here. All right, here we go. All right, we're gonna add our library folders. So let's add. We should have. Oh crap! All right, yep. I messed up. Messed up here, guys. My bad. It didn't auto mount the way I wanted it to. Let's take a peek. Let's just do a sudo, or actually we'll just do an lsblk. It should tell us mount points. It shows media game, media backup, but it did not see media. Oh no, it did. That's kind of cool. Like normally on most distros, when I forget to make these folders, it will not use them, but it properly actually created the folders and everything during the mount process. I really like Clear Linux's boot process because that technically shouldn't have even worked, but it knew that those didn't exist and created them anyways. Anyways, neat. Okay, cool. Never mind. Coming back. And yeah, good. Sorry, I'm just trying to hide my email as best as possible. I usually fail at that. Most people know my email by now, but all right. So we should be able to find the media folder in here. Media. But I can't find media. What the hell? Weird. Oh, maybe because it doesn't have root access? That's weird. Let's see. Just seeing if it mounted this elsewhere. I don't think it did. All right. That's no good. That's no bueno, guys. Trying to think of a better way to grab this. Let's pull our console. You know what? I really don't like that host name. That's kind of nasty, isn't it? Whatever. I wonder how it grabs that host name. Because technically, host name right here, Clear Linux. Yeah. Let's see on reboot if it actually renames it from the hostname file. Most Linux distros that would work. Hostname. I think it's really leveraging a lot of the hostname CTL. I didn't even know that Sparky always is schooling me. It's a good one. I didn't even hostname CTL was a thing. Very cool, though. But since we actually did the static hostname now, it probably... Let's see. Would it do it on the fly? Oh, hot damn, it does. All right. So the better question here is, why doesn't... Steam is not reading the media folder. Why is that? About to say, maybe it's that link that's throwing it off. Let's kill that. That's an old link anyways. All right, I need to make an alias real fast, guys. Sorry, this is just driving me up a wall. Let's switch this out as well real fast. All right, let's go into games. No, we just did games. Let's go back up. So weird. All right. Oh, dab time. All right. Here we go. I need a little break. Dab will get me off my thing. Get me my mojo back here. Yeah. Dab. Always puts a smile on my face. GDI equals pseudo. Yeah, we'll launch a game here in a second. I'm curious to see how that works. I just wanted to get this fixed. I'm looking at this and I'm noticing the GUIDs being a little off when doing the long listing here. I think we fix that. Let's fix that. Let's U-mount. I think, yes, it did fix it, but I think we go into media, U-mount, backup. Just sudo, let's switch over to super user. U-mount, backup. U-mount, games. Do a listing. All right. Nothing's in backup. All right, listing L. All right, so now from here, let's ch own Titus, Titus. I don't know if that'll actually get us there. Yeah. I'm just going to change these again. And now we're going to do a mount A. Bad option for several file systems. CIFS. Ooh, I don't think we have CIFS utility. Let's swoop D bundle add, I think is what it was. CIFS utils. Let's see if we grab CIFS utils. All right. It's invalid. Of course it is. So right now I'm just trying to get Steam to recognize the backups in games and then import the existing library so it can see it in Clear Linux. Let's go ahead and switch over to ZSH though while we're here. I think this is a good opportunity time to go through ZSH. If anybody's interested in ZSH, Vinald, we absolutely have to do ZSH because this is killing me. I've actually converted pretty much to ZSH. I haven't done a video on it, which I'm gonna do probably after this stream. because ZSH is awesome, which I just discovered. So, is ZSH in ZSH? No, it doesn't have it. All right, cool. Well, let's add that, right? Oh. Go ahead and grab us some ZSH. So there's some ZSH stuff. I've actually started to make a GitHub project about my ZSH config because I'm sure everyone and their mom will ask about it after I'm done. So, where's Vivaldi? Gotta add that. Sure, set as default. Sure, I don't care. Skip all. All right, let's go to github.com. Ooh, this white theme is hurting my eyes. There's Titus tech. Titus. All right, and let's go repos ZSH. Just started in on this. A couple things. ZSH syntax highlighting. Auto jump's pretty cool too. If you guys haven't used auto jump, highly recommend it. Let's go. No ZSH. So this is going to be one of the big problems with using Clear Linux as a default. A lot of the packages I want to use are not going to be available. That kind of sucks. What about auto suggestions? Yeah, I didn't think so. Yeah, I could bind it or just do a proper link, like an LN symbolic link is what you're talking about. Swapd is the package manager for Clear Linux. As far as that goes, I could do a symbolic link and see if that works as well. Hell, I don't know. What, you guys want to do KDE? Let's do KDE. Hey, Arch. Huh. Bundle add plasma desktop. No. It says no. So it doesn't have these packages. Yeah, I'm sure it has KDE though. Clear Linux KDE. Yeah, I see it's rolling out desktop support. Yeah, Phoronix has a desktop dash KDE. Why does package managers do this? Like, okay, I get having like 10 different package managers for Linux. One for Clear Linux, one for Debian based, one for Arch based, one for... We'll be here forever. But anyways, you guys get the point. Just look up the major package managers and then name your package the exact same damn thing. Is that too much to ask? Like KDE-desktop. I think that's a Debian-based package that you can probably use. Just use the same package name. I'm just saying. All right, whatever. Let's do some KDE. I don't care at this point. Yeah, fair enough. All right, KDE's 352 megs. I will say I really do like the speed of Clear Linux. I get why it's speedy, but it's missing a lot of packages. Yeah, there's no actual spin, but I know. I'm like, God bless. Blah, blah. That's like a lot of things when it comes to Linux desktop. I've noticed, like, just the inconsistency is so aggravating between distributions. That's why I'm like just throwing out so many. Like, I don't do distributions and I don't talk about distributions that much, or specific ones, because I just don't want anybody to use anything but Debian and Arch at this point. I'm like, you're either a Debian person or you're an Arch person. That's it. If you can't use either one of these, use Windows. I mean, that's like where I'm at. I'm like so aggravated with like all these different spins that don't really bring anything new to the table. They just like slap a fresh coat of paint on there and then A couple other whiz-bang features, but you can just get those in regular Debian if you're a Debian person. Or if you're an Arch person, use just Arch. I mean, I'm just so sick of the distributions, fork of a fork of a fork, and all this other crap, and I'm just like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Just grab the vanilla version, do what you want to do, and then go. I tried Fedora. I'm not a... Fedora's okay. For a workstation computer, like, when it comes to Fedora and OpenSUSE, those two spans, I think, are really meant for business workstations. I would use them for business workstations. I think they're very good distros, just... But if, for a home user, if you want to play some games and other stuff, yeah, you're kind of handicapping yourself with them. Not to say you can't, because I have. I've done streams like that, but it's just not ideal. All right, so now we got that. Let's reboot. Fedora's for small business that can afford a Red Hat license. Fun fact, so RHEL, Red Hat Enterprise Linux, is mostly for servers and things, but in business, I really... This is horrible to say. I really have never used RHEL. I've always used CentOS because of licensing. I mean, that's a sad fact, but yeah, it's the truth. All right, so let's use Plasma, right? Let's go switch over to Plasma, log in. Can we use GDM to log into Plasma? I guess we're gonna find out. I don't even think I changed my display manager. Well, that's it seems to work. Let's change our displays. Display configuration. We're gonna do... One second, guys. I'm just gonna get this mirrored. All right. I will say I do like GNOME's display options a little bit better than this. This one. All right, one second. Put those side by side, and then we're gonna do a clone. Apply. There we go. All right, we're back. Yeah, a little weird, but I'm now doing this, which let's configure this up. I don't even remember what I was doing. Oh, we're switching to ZSH. That's what we're doing. Let's go alternatives, app launcher. Switch. And shortcuts. You guys know me and my shortcuts, man. I gotta have my shortcuts. Drives me crazy. I don't have my shortcuts. K runner. You know what we're gonna do. I'm sure it's gonna want K console. Hey, there's a Discover score. Discover! That's going to be probably pretty bad. I think we're going to actually use that, though. Yeesh. I don't know about using that. All right, we're going to just sudo whoop the bundle add instead of install Terminator. Oh, all right, can't even find my friggin'. All right. Yeah, the light theme is killing me. I tell you. Let's change that while we're here. Yeah, let's just go breeze dark for us. Much better. Much easier on the eyes. Let's go change our desktop as well. Where are we at? Global theme. Yeah, no. Plasma style, I think, is what we need. Breeze dark. God, it's been so long since I've used KDE now. Eesh. Anyways, yeah. Instead of setting all this back, let's just go back into GNOME. Things you never thought you'd hear me say, but we're gonna do that. Yeah, anyways, I just wanted to see if we could actually boot into Plasma, and the answer is yes, we can. Yeah, Ubuntu I've used actually probably the most out of all of servers, just because it's so easy to stand up and test things, which is funny, but it's the truth. All right, we're gonna go GNOME. Oh, we can do GNOME on Xorg. We can actually just boot right in. All right, cool. Let's try GNOME on Xorg. As you guys know, I like Xorg. I'm not a big fan of Wayland. I think it already has everything built in by stock, so that's actually kind of nice. Let's go media games. Okay, cool. Yeah, you do get something reasonably up to date with the Ubuntu server. And also, you don't have to deal with a lot of the headaches of like SE Linux and setting it up for security in mind. Not to say CentOS is bad for setup, it just is a little more tedious than an Ubuntu such setup. It's CentOS is still fantastic for stability. I think it's far and away the best, most stable. All right, let's switch over to ZSH real fast. But I didn't get those ZSH packages. That was the big thing that I was like not a big fan of. So I was looking for this package, and it looks like it's not there. So let's go search for it so we can build it. Ugh. That sucks, but whatever. All right. I guess we could. I wonder. It would be kind of cool if Clear Linux did some kind of AUR or something, because I think you'd have to manually build this, guys. And well, so be it. Wayland's always. Everyone keeps saying Wayland's going to take over, but really, it's not. Yeah, I got you. Well, good to know their death mist about Terminator, my favorite terminal, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. That sucks getting overpaid, man. I feel for you, Akari. No. Oh, Z8, that is classic. Just use Windows. Oh my god. Oh, that's gonna come back to bite me. I love it. I absolutely love it. All right. I wonder if, you know what, let's just try and do Oh My ZSH. I think Oh My ZSH will, I bet it's on Clear Linux. Let's see. I'll never get used to this package manager. God, I tell you. All right, I get how much they love their package manager, but God, for a desktop Windows desktop user, they don't really have jack as far as bundles go. Yeah, let's search. Let's try that. I agree, Def. Let's. Yeah, they have ZSH, which I already installed. Dang, 3 months, Fish. That's awesome, man. It's crazy. I thought I just started. 3 months has already gone past. Thanks for the sub, man.
Yeah, so packages on... I like the package manager, mind you, but there's just not much there. Is there like a maybe... You know, like with Fedora, you have... You know, what you call it? The repo that you add to everything. It's slipping my mind now for some odd reason. But anyways, you add that repo and it just has so many more packages. It expands on it. This just has like the bare bones, I think. Yeah, I mean, I just don't view building everything from source as a solution. Yeah, you think that'll work? Oh, well, let's try it. I mean... Yeah. I'm pretty sure there was hyphens in there, but yeah. Yeah, so apt is your Debian-based stuff. RPM Fusion, thank you, Ben. RPM Fusion is what Fedora uses to really expand a lot of the stuff, so you can install Steam, Lutris, all the stuff. Swapd, it's just so limited. I just want to do syntax highlighting and some other stuff in here, and the packages are really the issue here for why I would never use it as a daily driver. Probably the same as like Solus and stuff like that. You know, it's just so obscure that you're just like, eh. Without, as someone, if they could tap into like the AUR and do like a build, like that's how Arch got around it. Like how Arch became just as good as Debian because of the availability of all the packages and just running whatever the hell you want. That's why I always like Debian or Arch, because there's the availability of everything on the market is just at your fingertips. And I'm just, right now I'm just kind of pondering, and, you know, what do you guys think? I mean, what's your opinion? I mean, I like it. I like the distro. I like how fast it is. I like the idea of a new package manager. But in practicality, there's just no packages. And you can get some basic stuff. I could do everything through Flatpak and things of that nature. But some stuff I can't, like ZSH. I don't want to sit here and rebuild all these packages to get this going, and then that's just ZSH, and then there's going to be something else that comes along. So, I mean, that's what I think. I mean, no, not necessarily. I can go ahead and do the syntax. Like, what I'm talking about is not ability of not being able to do it. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking, I wouldn't use Clear Linux for the same reason I wouldn't use Void Linux or Gentoo or Linux from scratch, or, you know, pick your poison here, these other obscure ones, just because it's more trouble than just doing an Arch-based or doing a Debian-based distro. You do get a little more performance with Clear Linux, which is nice. And I do see it is a little snappier than my Arch spin of it. But is it worth it is really the question here. And to me, when you lose all those ability to just simply go, you know what, install this package and go. That's super nice. It's awesome. I just read it, Karisman. Chat's opinion when you should always run Gentoo. But it's mainly about the practicality of using Clear Linux versus a Debian-based spin, whether it's Ubuntu, you know, whatever your Debian thing is, that's fine, or an Arch-based one, like Arch or Manjaro kind of thing. And because the package availability for both of these ecosystems is huge, where Clear Linux just doesn't have that. Yes, you can get around it. Yes, you can build from source. Yes, you can do all the things you want to do, but why would you spend 10 times the amount of time doing things when you could easily just run one of these other distros? That's my thing. And the answer to that, I guess, the cynic in me says it would be just to be a little faster because there's performance increases. Oh, man. Yeah. Running script from here. All right, Sparky. I'm pulling it up right now. GitHub. Oh my ZSH. All right, so you said there's a script. Yeah, there it is right there. All right, let's grab that. and do it. So git. Okay, cool. Git's installed by default. Git clone. All right, let's just do this. So this is the default. This is what I've been talking about. By now, I would have just done pacman s or yay s oh my ssh, or I would have done Debian, which I would have been like sudo apt install oh my zsh. So now we're cloning a repository, coming in here and going oh my zsh, and we actually go into that directory, don't we? So then we're in here, sh oh my zsh, auto load command found. There's an issue with the syntax. Go into here, fix that syntax error, and then, you know, get this working finally. Which now I'm like, yeah, so over this. Let's curl it. Let's install it from a curl. Let's see what we get. Change your default shell to ZSH. All right. Yeah, it's definitely not a package, but CD plugins. All right, so the plugins that come with Oh My ZSH. Just to go through this, you get some. Does it have pure? I like pure. Well, nope. What about jump? Auto jump? See if it has auto jump. Well. So I like to use the pure one. So going back to my GitHub. Anyways, sorry for the rant, but we changed that. We got that going. Did this go ahead and give us a ZSH directory? ZSHRH, it did not. So we're gonna go mkdirectory.zsh cd zsh. And I am gonna grab my aliases file. The aliases have been killing me, guys. I've been sitting here going, oh, gotta have that. Just grab my raw file here. All right, and let's gedit zshrc. I'm gonna change some stuff. What do we have here? Yeah, editor vim. All right. And we're going to just come back into here. I don't like this ZSHRC file at all. So, yeah, you know what? We're just going to take all of this. And I am missing some of my plugins here. So we're going to kill pretty much all of... Oh, plugins right here. Need. Oh, less full screen. I forgot I was on full screen, guys. That's awesome. All right. So I got ZSH on here. It's like, geez. Path to your Oh My ZSH install. Theme. Robbie Russell. Oh My ZSH is kind of cool. Let's see if there's anything in here I really want. Most of it comes with the plugins. There's quite a few plugins for it. I don't do a lot of Git checkouts and stuff from here. Let's just go ahead and kill that. And you know what? Let's take a look at our terminal. Grab a new one. Oof. All right. Well, let's first fix this real fast. I gotta get this Where's my alias? I like the pure prompt, but we'll grab that here in a second. Bind key for auto suggest accept. Yeah, I don't really have all that. And finally, just toss my aliases in there. Kill that. All right, quit. Weird. Okay. Seems like my hotkeys got reset for some odd reason. I miss close window. Super Q. Huh. Oh, I think it's weird. Command not found plugin or you'll go crazy maybe. Yeah. ZSH is actually really nice. Instead of pimping out my little Clear Linux install here, I don't think I'm going to stay on Clear Linux. I think we've got at least a good feeling of this. Let's reboot into our actual one and switch ZSH over there. I've got a good feeling of ZSH. Yeah, there's a little performance bump, but to me, swapping out the package manager is kind of a pain in the butt. And I kind of wanted to try a little Pine phone too. Don't know if we have time today, but that'd be a fun one. Because I think this studio PC is still running. Yeah, no, I think it's still running regular bash. Yeah, Chris, I'm done. I'm just had enough of Clear Linux, man, for one day. So we're gonna move on. But we're gonna move on to. All right, take you guys, put you over there. All right, so this is my bash script right now. I wanted to go through here, open up my browser, and we're gonna go over to GitHub. And from here, we're gonna actually go ahead and do the ZSH because there's some ZSH I like. I don't like Oh My ZSH just because of, I don't really, I guess, just because I don't like all the extra crap it gives you. There's some things I've just kind of tinkered around with on my work PC as I was doing this that I actually kind of liked it. Ooh, I forgot the W there. Let's edit that. Just so we don't have that, and come back to here. And back to number 1. And just go ahead and make that ZSH directory. Go ahead and do that. And grab that, and we'll just clone. We'll do 2 lines. Guess you could have done all of them at once, but whatever. I like to do it the hard way. You guys know me. Yeah, Threx, I think it does. Like, I really, Arch Linux, I think, unlocked a lot of things as far as just the basic understanding. I still say Debian's great for stability, production machines, those types of things. There's no doubt in my mind. It's not like Arch is better than Debian. Just depends on what you want to do. But when it comes down to it, Arch really makes you go step by step and walk through and understand, oh, there's a bootloader. Okay, I got my bootloader. Now I need to install my desktop environment, or actually my display manager first. And then once I get my display manager in, now I need to install my desktop environment. It kind of teaches you all the little pieces of Linux. So walking through an Arch Linux install really kind of gives you that ability to go, oh, distributions all consist of this. No matter what it is, whether it's a Clear Linux like we did today, whether it is an Ubuntu, whether it's just vanilla Debian, whatever it is, they're all the same. They just are all have the same pieces. Like even today with like something as obscure as Clear Linux, fundamentally everything was kind of where I was. Yes, I floundered around a little bit, like when I was like, what, there's no fstab. Fstab's where you'd mount everything. And I was like, oh, okay, so Clear Linux auto populated that using a systemd service. That's really weird. But fundamentally it still was there. There's still that thing that really kind of led to it. So understanding that, whether it's Arch and all this, like everyone like thinks like has like this tribalism of Linux, and at the end of the day, Linux is Linux. I mean, it all fundamentally pretty much works the same way. Honestly, I could have stuck with Clear Linux and just kept building and doing all that, but it's just no fun. Like, it would take me hours to do what would take me minutes to do in Arch, just because, well, this has all the packages. It has everything, just kind of makes it easy for me. And at the end of the day, it's really about that. It's about making it easy for yourself. And for some people, that's Ubuntu. Some people, it's Vanilla Debian. For some people, it's Arch. Some people, it depends on what you're doing. So that's my thought process. All right, so we've got ZSH, my config files in. Oh, let's make sure we look at this. We need to grab ZSH, syntax highlighting, auto jump. It's in. Inside, I had the GPU pass-through working. We actually did a live stream of the actual pass-through experience, and it was just a complete nightmare, Zen, to tell you the truth. Because this motherboard back here grouped, there's something called IOMMU groups, and you need your graphics card to be in its own group. And because this was a micro ATX and the inside one was a full-blown ATX motherboard, it kept grouping a whole bunch of crap with the graphics cards. So because of that, I couldn't pass through just the graphics card. It would pass through the graphics card and like some USB ports and some other stuff. And we hacked around for, I think that was one of the longest live streams we've ever done. I think we did it for 7 hours because I just wouldn't give up. And at the end of the day, we just were like, okay, this hardware is just incompatible with PCI pass-through as the end result. But inside, I had the exact opposite one where it took me like an hour. I just popped in the graphics card, went through the instruction sheet, and was like, okay, isolated this out. Linux isn't going to recognize this PCI pass or the actual GPU. And then I just passed it through. Everything was hunky-dory. So, yeah, it's interesting to see the differences there. All right, so we got this going. Now we just need to... Oh, wait. Users of Bash need to add the following to their Bash RC. We're not a Bash. We're about to switch everything. So there's multiple ways to switch out of ZSH or switch over to ZSH from Bash. This is Bash, a modified version using Bash RC, which I made a video about. Let's go ahead, nano password. And this is the way I like to switch my prompt. Everyone has their own way. I'm sure there's a package that does it for you, but I just kind of like going into here. And we're going to do CSH, exit, close, and then just simply quit, relaunch. And we're on ZSH. All done. The kernel patches didn't help the board. Neither did the BIOS update, both which can fix groups. Yeah, there was a lot. We just really had a bad string of luck with the PCI pass-through. Yeah. I mean, in that's why I don't really cover PCI pass-through on the channel very much, because it mileage will vary depending on your hardware, like vastly. Or because 1 hour to 7 hours of just beating my head up against a wall that ended in tragedy. I mean, that's a huge discrepancy. And the knowledge set between then and now was I knew less about PCI pass-through when I first did it on my 1 hour install, and it worked great. And now I know like infinitely more than when I did it back then, and it was a complete nightmare of 7 hours of just hacking around. So that's why I don't cover PCI pass-through, because it's not a solution in my opinion for anybody. Very cool if you're into it. Definitely a hobbyist thing, but man, it's just not something you can fit into a 10-minute YouTube video. You can make yourself look cool with a 10-minute YouTube video with it. But as far as practical application, it would have to be a course on its own, like maybe a 10-session video course of all the different issues you'll run into or possibly run into. But, oh yeah. So now we're on ZSH. We got all our stuff on here. We got our listing, LL. I got a couple cool things here. So let's say you're in test. You're doing that. Okay, the test directory. Let's go back a directory. Let's say we're in like documents or something and we need to get to test. You can do J for auto jump and then go test. Boom. Automatically puts you, it remembers your history and goes, hey, he's constantly in this folder, and then you can jump to it. But let's say even better than that, you're in pictures. CD. And you're in pictures. There we go. And you're here and you're like, oh, you know what? I need to open up something from the test folder. You can actually go JO test. I think. Let's see. Oh, no. Maybe it's G. Yeah, no. I think it's JO test. Yeah, there it goes. So like it opens it up in your regular file browser instead of jumping to it in the terminal. Kind of cool. So that's auto jump. And then you have like syntax highlighting, which is also very cool. Oh, what is going on here? Okay. I was like, no. I think I'm still got something open. Syntax highlighting, which is kind of cool. So as you're typing and stuff, it kind of remembers that. Actually, this isn't syntax highlighting. This is auto suggest. So it says, hey, you went into pictures before, and you can hold control. I made a little hotkey, control space to auto fill in the suggestion, which is kind of neat. So there's other neat little things about ZSH. ZSH out of the box, though, kind of sucks. You have to configure it really to get it. So anyways, yeah. I do like it, though. I've been using it. I have loved it. I will do a video on this, too. I just kind of want to showcase switching over to ZSH. That's pretty much it. That's syntax highlighting, auto jump, auto suggestions, using a custom theme like pure, real minimal design. I kind of dig that, which it kind of showed the path, which I don't think I really illustrated that well. Let's go into, let's go etc and system D. Oh, and you can go tab, go into here. System D, system. Kind of cool, like you can do this and really drive down. Anyways, I like the minimal, but you can add plugins and other stuff. I mean, just dude, sky's the limit with that for a shell. Oh no. I need to get a new. We need to do a new system build soon on stream for sure. Yeah. Oh my ZSH would probably be a better starting point for a lot of folks because you got plugins. It's a little easier to maintain. I did it this way just because I like to be different, I guess. I mean, and I really only wanted a couple of the features, so I just picked out what I wanted. But oh my ZSH is great too. You're special. Yeah. This is true. Oh, man. Yeah, let's see. So, we got that. And I guess we'll probably save PinePhone for next week, guys. We'll do that probably like next Monday. It'll be fun. I'm going to try and do the ZSH video. Next week for Windows video, I'll probably talk about some ransomware. That's going to be fun, as that's sometimes misunderstood. So I think some people think that it's a virus, and really it's a virus with encryption that encrypts your files. And sometimes that encryption just cannot be broken. So you can remove the virus, but the encryption remains. A lot of people don't understand ransomware, so I figured for the broad Windows video for next week, I figured I'd talk about that a little bit, as I think there's some people that think ransomware is just a virus. And even though you remove the virus, the ransomware damage still remains. A lot of people don't understand that. I will look at Discord after the stream, Hikari. I need to catch up with Sparky and Hikari on that. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. Oh, my ZSH plugin. I mean, there's a huge list. And then I think towards the end of the week, I forget what I was covering. But I know Monday's video is the big one that most people really like. You'll do a real deep dive into changing your desktop environments. So... which video is that, ZH? The bottom X16 slot populated by the 1X section for contact. Most of the PCI pass-through videos I actually did on the inside PC, and it worked really well. I think I did 3 videos over PCI pass-through. The only thing I left out was I got to the 3rd video, and then I still needed to make a 4th video over Looking Glass. Because if you don't have Looking Glass, you'll have 2 HDMIs, and when you go to PCI pass-through, you'll either need to have 2 HDMIs fed into the same monitor and then switch the input, or have a secondary monitor specifically for it. Looking Glass removes this requirement, so you can actually just have Looking Glass open and all just stay in the same system, which is really nice. And I didn't do that configuration because, one, I really didn't like doing PCI pass-through as... dual booting Windows, I think, is just a cleaner solution. And then 2, its popularity was not very good at all. It was a very obscure subject that most people just had no interest in. Flat pack. Any day of the week, HGH. I love flat pack. Oh, no. Yeah. The video of the one I Want to Cry ransomware. I haven't watched that. I'll probably watch a couple of them. Short of it is NSA tools leaked. People exploited those tools and made viruses out of them. Pretty good. But yeah, I do have a couple things I meant to say. I probably will make a video about this too, guys, is about switching between the different platforms. Like YouTube's where I put most of my video content, but I'm actually archiving all my live streams. So any live stream on here, if there's something you missed, you can go to Chris Titus Tech Streams. I think, don't I have a social? Let me see. Yeah. Where is that? Right, Stream Archives. Right there. If you click on that, that's actually the YouTube video, which actually I probably need to update that to be see Chris Titus Tech Streams. But that's everything from all the live streams. So some will be like 7 hours long, but you can catch any of the live streams we've ever done. And then also LBRY, I've started doing like little short vlogs and stuff. Maybe once a week I'll probably pop on there and do that as well, which is great. But yeah. And as far as I think HGH, you were asking about snaps or flat packs. And flat packs I like a lot better. It's a lot more seamless. Most of it is terminal based, so they do have Flat Hub and some other stuff, but I like to kind of just hang out in the terminal as it's pretty intuitive. And I made a video specifically over flat packs too, if you really want to get involved and kind of see me walk you through it. That's out there on my channel on YouTube. But I really like flat packs a lot better because of a performance difference too. I think flat packs are literally faster than snaps. When I install snaps in the Snap daemon, it feels like my system slows down. I really don't like snaps. Yeah, so app image is good if you want to stick on that one version and it's something you never want to update again. So a good example of app image would be like Kdenlive, because Kdenlive, it goes through some drastic revisions and there's versions that are just really good and will be really good for years. You'd probably want to run that as an app image. And then there's things I would hate to run as an app image, like Discord, for example. Discord's constantly updating and constantly moving, and having that as a flat pack, it constantly maintains that package for me where there's no package maintenance with app image, which kind of sucks. So That's the difference is really between App Image and Flatpak that I see that are really good. But yeah, it is just Snap is slow. I really don't like it. Like if I use Ubuntu, the first thing I do is uninstall the Snapd package. And everyone's always talking snaps up. I don't know if it's just to kiss Canonical's butt or what, but I'm like not having it. I'm just like, I don't like snaps. I think it does slow your system down. It definitely slows your startup down. And I just don't think it's a very good system. That, and it is a little proprietary too. I mean, pretty much all of the Snap servers are controlled by Canonical. So, just saying. That's where most of my Snap hate comes from. Actually, that's where most of my Ubuntu hate comes from. Because I use Ubuntu server all the time. I love Ubuntu server, so for the most part. Like I said with Sparky earlier today, we were chatting and I was like, hey, I really dig Ubuntu servers just because everything's so damn simple. I mean, it is really easy to get something up and going, especially if you're doing like a test project. Oh, switching from Go to Rust. I did not hear that. That's interesting. For a media server, yeah. If it's your first time setting one up, I would recommend Ubuntu server. If you're looking at a Linux-based media server, Ubuntu server is probably going to be the kindest to you for your setup. So you guys can mark that one down. Titus actually recommended Ubuntu for something. Can anybody advise me about increasing performance in Wine for playing Windows games? Or, I like that question. That's a good one. What graphics card are you using, Ori? Are you using NVIDIA or are you using AMD? Because that'll tell me a bunch about your performance. Oof. Okay, yeah. I was kind of hoping you'd say an AMD, like a recent AMD card. Yeah. I don't want to just say your performance is going to be garbage with that setup, but it's going to be bad. I mean, what do you guys think? You guys got any advice here? Because I don't want to be Debbie Downer. Go out and buy an AMD. I mean, like an RX card for about $150. Like an RX 590, I think you can get sub 200 now, which would be a great card. Or if you really want to spring for what, 5700 XT, that'd be a beast. You get like crazy. You get dang near comparable performance between Linux and Windows with those two cards. Yeah. I got that from the MX lap. They do have, it depends on the laptop. Sometimes you can do an external graphics card. Don't throw things at me. Don't throw tomatoes at me, but hear me out. It's not a bad option if you're just completely saddled with a crappy card. But yeah, most of the NVIDIA cards, I understand NVIDIA is a better card in general than AMD for most Windows gaming. But when it comes to Linux gaming, man, NVIDIA is so far behind. I just don't know how they're going to catch up. Yeah. I agree with archification here. The best you can do is make sure the proprietary NVIDIA cards are up to date, and you typically would install these using a repository, the NVIDIA repository, and if you're on like Ubuntu or Pop! OS, I would probably recommend Pop OS. It has most of those built-in NVIDIA spins, and it updates those graphics card drivers for you. So it gives you a pretty decent experience. So for you, I would actually recommend, Ori, to do a Pop OS install. If you're thinking about Linux, just grab the live ISO, try out Pop OS, as I think it'll be the best for you. And also, a lot of laptops it's a hybrid thing where it has switches between the built-in Intel and also the NVIDIA. And if you're in that boat, Pop OS is starting to do, I think, some type of hybrid switching utility where you can actually determine to use the NVIDIA card or not. So don't quote me on that one, but I did hear something along those lines. So Pop OS for NVIDIA users is an excellent out-of-the-box experience, a lot better than what most people get. But just make sure when you go to download Pop OS, grab the one that says NVIDIA instead of Intel AMD. Arch, that's great. Have you heard of NordVPN? I love it. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to shut it down, grab some lunch. We got to check out some Clear Linux today, at least. And I think I might keep this dual boot because I do want to make some videos about Clear Linux, because there's just not much information on the net about Clear Linux. And it's interesting. I really was very surprised to see how integral the integration into a lot of the systemd services that many other distros don't use and Clear Linux did use today. That was very interesting to me. So I'm definitely going to make some Clear Linux videos, just because no one else really is, other than saying, here's Clear Linux, here's the desktop, cool. And that's about it. And a lot of them don't even show the desktop. So I do actually want to do that. Thanks for coming and hanging out, guys, and Sparky. I'll definitely update you on Discord here. You and Hikari. I know you guys left me some messages, so. That's funny. It's always fun. Kind of getting on here and tinkering, breaking things. Seeing something new. It's really neat to see a lot of this Clear Linux and just kind of see it for the first time. And I was overly critical of it before. And I really like some of the things about it. I'll talk about it in the video, but it's neat. It was neat messing with it. So I hope you all enjoy your weekend. Drop me a line. I do have, again, you can reach me on both the YouTube channels, but you can always also hit us up over on Discord. So, Hikari, good luck, man, with the parts. Let me know how it goes on Monday. Next stream's Monday, so hit me up. I'm going to try and start early on Monday and see where we're at. So it was a heck of a good stream, though. I loved this. Highway Cat, she got her $10, man. She deserved it too. This damn video made way more than $10. Although after all the all the spooking of the Kappa from YouTube, I was like, oh god, hopefully I don't get dinged for having my daughter in a video. But I was like, there ain't no way in hell I'm taking that video down. YouTube can suck it. So I just left it. And I never heard anything about it, so I never got dinged for it, and I think it's fine. But we'll see. You never know. YouTube sometimes, like maybe a year from now, might pop up and get me. Who knows? She did a great job, though. Super proud of her. Because that was her first time actually touching Linux. So, all right, y'all. I'm out of here. Y'all have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you on Monday. If not, I can catch you next week and do that. So, exciting. But, also, I meant to mention, too, I do have a couple unique videos on library. I'm not syncing YouTube to library, but I do have a couple library videos where I might just do like blogs and just weird content that I would never put on YouTube. So, but with that, see y'all in the next one.